Hi, welcome back to another edition of 5-0 Info, the show where cops talk to the community. I'm retired Sergeant Darren Birch with the Phoenix Police Department.
I'm Sergeant Derek Owen with Silent Witness.
And Silent Witness is a nonprofit organization dedicated to solving and preventing violent crimes in your community. When we say your community, we're talking A through Q, Avondale to Queen Creek, and everything in between. So, if you have any information about an unsolved felony crime or a fugitive, please call Silent Witness at 480-WITNESS. That number straight up is 480-948-6377. You can also leave a tip online at silentwitness.org. Also completely anonymous. And if that tip leads to an arrest or indictment of a suspect in an unsolved felony crime, you could earn up to $1,000 or even more. You see, it truly pays to fight crime. But more importantly, you keep your community safe with Silent Witness. And now, the Silent Witness Sergeant himself, Derek Elmore.
Thank you, Darren. Hey, I'm excited about today. There's a lot of information to get out there. So
there really is.
You know what? Let's get to it.
Jump right to it. We're
to
talking about the Arizona Crime Prevention Association, something near and dear to Derek and my heart. We have Kathleen Winn, we have Vickie Owen with the Gilbert Police Department, and we have Jerry Quarles with the Mesa Police Department. And we're going to start with you, Kathleen. Tell us real quickly, if you could, what is Arizona Crime Prevention Association?
It is a group of law enforcement officers from around the state of Arizona working collectively to fight crime, all different kinds of crime.
You have this great think tank of people that are within the know. What are some of the things that you do? So
some of the things we do. One of the things that we've done very successfully is we filled a void. DEA stopped doing drug take-back days. So Arizona Crime Prevention went and put med drop boxes for prescription drugs in many different police stations around the county and around the state. If you go to acpa.net and click on Got Drugs, you can find the closest med drop box where you can put prescription drugs. And what a lot of people don't realize is that Arizona children are at a higher risk for prescription drug overdose. We're at 4% higher above the national average. And if you say, well, why? We've got a lot of seniors, we have a lot of veterans, there's a lot of over-prescribing that goes on in our state, unfortunately, and our kids are taking these drugs thinking they're safe because they're prescribed. So if you have unused drugs, if you have prescriptions that are expired, please take them to your local law enforcement office. ACPA wants to support you. It creates safety for all of us.
And I know I'm speaking to the choir here. We're all law enforcement professionals. So many of these drugs are so addictive in nature that we've seen kids as young as 13 doing armed robberies at pharmacies, which is, again, it's just such a huge problem. So thank you so much for bringing that up, Kathleen. I think good segue on talking about trying to stop crimes like armed robberies and so forth. We're going to talk to Vickie about Bolo Cop, and that is another program that was instituted based on Arizona Crime Prevention Association.
Yeah, well, Bolo Cop is the first and only free web-based law enforcement tool that's out there available for law enforcement. And Bolo actually stands for Be on the Lookout. So bolocop.org was built as that police law enforcement tool. And basically, it's a web-based platform that law enforcement register themselves with. And then they have the ability to just jump online at any point that they seem that fits and send out information directly to the community. There's no middleman there. It's whatever that officer wants to send out. So if you go on bolocop.org and register yourself as a community member to be able to get that information, we really could use your help in solving these crimes. You are the extension of us in law enforcement, and we need that. So the Bolo Cop basically web-based platform allows the officer to send it in directions that he feels are going to benefit his case. So that important information when you register, your name, address, things of that nature are really critical because it's going to direct that information to you. The law enforcement officer can do it either very broad-based or at a more focal level. So please go online, sign up for that, take a look at those cases. You can follow along with those cases as well and see how they turn out.
I love the community-based policing aspect.
Absolutely.
Derek and I are all about Silent Witness, community-based policing. So you had us at community.
Yeah.
There's also a component involving bicycles. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, sure. Yeah. ACPA, the Arizona Crime Prevention Association, actually implemented another program where we use bike tags. It's called Bike Guard. And the Bike Guard program actually is a way that you register your bike, because a really important piece of police work is that our property and evidence buildings are filled with bicycles that we cannot find the owners to. And the problem is that a lot of our cities, while they're required by ordinance to have bike programs, each city has a different one, and we're not
Left and right
communicating.
hand.
So really filling that gap. And what we've done is Bike Guard, the program. If you go on the internet and you can go to the ACPA site to actually be clicked to that Bike Guard program, is a national database program that you can register your bike, and then the owner of the bike will be given 2 tags. The tags are put in 2 separate spots on the bike. A police officer, if they find a bike or if there's a question, they can just pull up any QR reader, and you can download that app for free on your smartphone. An officer can go to that bike, run the QR, and it'll tell them the owner's name and information. So this is really critical to get that bike back to that individual that owns it and get it out of our property and evidence, because we're filling up.
Bad guys don't know geographical boundaries. They're not going to stop at Gilbert because, they stole the bike at Gilbert. So it's way overdue. I'm so glad we're doing that. There's a lot of things that Arizona Crime Prevention Association does, and now I'm going to talk to Jerry in regards to some upcoming events that you have scheduled.
Yeah, Darren, it's not actually an upcoming event.
Okay.
We're launching a new initiative that we have. It's a program called Safety Kids. And Safety Kids has been around for about 20 years. It was created by a school teacher, and she recently retired and was trying to get an organization to take on the program. And ACPA stepped in, saw the opportunity to take this program and actually build on it to implement a law enforcement aspect into the program that was really missing and revise the curriculum. So we're super excited about relaunching this program here at the end of the month. It's called Safety Kids. You can go to our existing website, which is safetykids.org. We will be replacing that with a new website. It will be the same address later this month. But this is a program that can be used by school teachers, daycares, karate schools, mom groups, and law enforcement to really try to educate our children in a new way about safety without using the terminology of stranger danger, because our children just don't understand that concept.
Nor do bad guys.
No,
because
absolutely.
they're in home, in family situations. Thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the way we do that is with a mascot that we had called Charlie Check First. And our theory is to check first before you go anywhere with anyone at any time. So we try to educate the children to check first, before you're answering the door, before you're answering the phone, before you're going to a neighbor's house, before you're crossing the street. It's a very simple concept, but our curriculum, there's 2 different programs to it. The Charlie Check First program, which is K through 5th grade, and has a variety of core topics about being home alone, emergency skills, the buddy system, so forth. And then our second program is called the STAR program, Students Together Are Responsible. And that's a program with curriculum from K through 8th grade that helps children become responsible, mandated reporting, and so forth. So we're super excited about getting this program out. And that's going to be coming out here later this month.
And for more information about that, we cannot say this website enough. What's the website again?
Yeah, it's going to be safetykids.org, or you can go to acpa.net and click on the Safety Kids logo. And
ACPA stands for Arizona Crime Prevention Association. And at that website is a plethora of good programs. Any one of you, what are some of the other programs? Because I heard someone mentioning the crime-free multi-housing that's now under a new name. Some of these other programs that is available.
Yeah, Darren, there's a variety of initiatives that ACPA has taken on. And just to kind of educate the listeners out there, the Arizona Crime Prevention Association is really kind of the umbrella for crime prevention within the state of Arizona. We help bring training and resources to our law enforcement partners that are out there. Besides Bolo Cop and the Safety Kids program and our medication collection boxes, we also do document shredding. We also provide law enforcement agencies. We loan out digital fingerprint ID kits for them to capture photographs and make ID cards of our children. We also have a distracted driving campaign. One text or call could wreck it all.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so,
go ahead, please, Kathleen.
Some of the other things we do is we present internet crimes against children. So because as you know, a lot of the crime now is driven to to the cell phones that children have. And for our law enforcement partners, last year, in case you didn't know, we had a Super Bowl, and a couple months ago, actually.
Oh, really? Who won?
What was that?
Marshawn Lynch, who? But anyway, we were leading up to that. We trained all of our law enforcement, and I think Arizona Crime Prevention Association is always there when there's a new crime trend or there's something going on to make sure that our law enforcement partners get the training that they need, and we've been there as a valuable resource in the community for our law enforcement.
I always like to talk success stories, and just listening to all the great stuff. There's probably a million success stories, sporadically with all this stuff. But talking about the Super Bowl, great segue. Tell us about the Super Bowl and a initiative with Bolo Cop that really maybe eventually will save a young girl's life.
Well, what happened during the Super Bowl is we were going out and we were looking for missing children at all the local hotels. It's something that happens around Super Bowls because there's a high amount of trafficking that occurs around sporting events. And we went to one particular hotel, and the desk clerk recognized one of our missing children. She'd been missing for 7 months from Levine, a 15-year-old girl, and she had no ID when she checked in. And so as a result, a call was made to Phoenix PD. They came to the hotel. They got information on the person that checked her in. Unfortunately, she had been kicked out of her room because they had found her in a room with 4 other men. And so we missed her by a few hours. However, we now know she was alive, and so that has caused that investigation to go on. And Bolo was instrumental in helping us locate her.
Perfect segue for Bolo. For those, and I know we've done a great job. I think you've done an excellent job, Vickie, in talking about, not us, but you've done a great job, Vickie, talking about the community and the businesses. If there's a police officer listening that has no idea what we're talking about, what do you tell him, and where can he go to find more information?
Well, you need to check out bolocop.org and register yourself as a law enforcement member, and get on board with being able to send out those police alerts and on your cases to help you out. We're looking for that extension in the community, and that's what this program does. So make sure you do that.
Is that any officer anywhere?
Any officer anywhere. In the state of Arizona, we're saturating right now. And just so you know, too, I'm just going to plug this a little bit, but we got a grant for this program and to do the pilot, and the pilot ran excellent for the first year. So this is really going well. So it is always going to be free. It will always remain free. We have areas available for advertisers, so if anybody wants to do advertisement, as well as, just like Silent Witness, Arizona Crime Prevention Association runs on, dollars that we can find through grants or any sponsors, anything. So that, as well as the silver directory that we're building for law enforcement, that's going to allow us to help to find missing seniors that are out there. That's another thing as well.
So one more time, and I'll go to Jerry with it. What is the website, the best website?
ACPA.net. You can find all our programs listed there.
Fantastic. And
awesome. Once again, I want to thank you guys for being here. And just remember, as a community and everyone out there, we want to keep each other safe. Use Bolo Cop and keep each other safe. Thank you.